Yo, back in the building, January the 15th, 2026, MLK Day. Randomly, MLK Day. I don't feel like that was talked about enough today in the world.
Is it not on Monday?
Well, I guess you're right. That is MLK Day. Today was his actual birthday. You're right.
Oh, right, right, right.
You're so right. I guess it will be celebrated more on Monday. But
Yeah.
yes, we're here live and in effect, January the 15th, 2026, Media Markets live stream. And we just finished Trader season 4, episodes 4 and 5, back to back. Here again with my correspondence for Traders, MJ. How are you doing tonight, MJ?
I am good. Very happy with the two episodes we got, so I'm excited.
Yes, very very good 2 episodes. We glad we didn't get 3 tonight. 3 was a
No.
lot last week, but 2 we can do for the next couple of weeks, and this is going to be one at a time. So we appreciate that. These 2 episodes were had a lot going on. Had a lot
Yeah.
going on. Some of the people that we love, we began to hate. Some of
Yep.
the people that we hated, we began to love. So we'll talk about all of those things. Trader season 4, episodes 4 and 5. And I mean, just what's your biggest takeaway just from
So
the
I
night? These
think this
episodes.
is the part of the game where things are getting real. I think for both episodes, the roundtables were very intense both times. And I think now people are, the money is higher now. People are making alliances. So that's just my biggest takeaway that we're like truly playing the game now.
Yes, I think it's certainly so. I think my biggest takeaway is the paranoia.
Yeah.
The paranoia that's going around for everyone. Everyone's so shook and they don't know, or they think they know and they think they're certain, but we as the viewer at home know obviously they are not. And even with the paranoia comes doubt when you get things
Yeah.
wrong. People start that doubt starts to creep in as well. You start to second guess yourself. So we saw a lot of that. I think the biggest star though for these 2 episodes, I have to say, was Colton. I mean, come on. I didn't know
No,
who this
for
guy
sure.
was until tonight. I did not
No.
know Colton until tonight.
He is definitely like breaking out as being like the leader. I feel like every season we kind of have these people that kind of emerge as like the ringleader that's kind of leading the faithfuls, and he's definitely taking that title. But really quickly back on the paranoia, it's actually so funny because there's no justification. I don't want to give any spoilers, but somebody is basing someone being a traitor on how lightly they walk. Like it's really getting they're grasping at this point. No evidence, just throwing things out. But Colton definitely, I feel like, is like a a name that a lot of people are saying for faithfuls, regardless, on both episodes.
Yeah, he's just starting to just like be so out there in every aspect. I mean, we do have those leaders that certainly, kind of get the troops together, but
Yeah,
I haven't seen it in this fashion where it's like on a dime, like, hey, well, it's this person and it's this person, and it's less about what do you guys think.
yeah,
It's more so, I've seen this. You guys agree. It's really not coming from a standpoint of trying to learn. It's really like, oh, I already know, and
yeah.
I think that's Colton's issue right now. But what about our guy Michael Rappaport? We have to talk about him again.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have to take my statement back. He is annoying. No, that statement stands. But these last two episodes, he was so entertaining. He had some great one-liners. He called Rob, Colton, and Steven the hunks of the group and said that they got too much swagger. Like he the way he eats. Like I'm sorry. He has been entertaining, and I really did enjoy him these last two episodes.
He's certainly entertaining. We saw a lot from him just in general, just attacking. We had him and Colton were going at it, and Michael was just like, "Yo, if you want to do that with me, I'm gonna take it to the next level." And I think a part of that next level we'll get to certainly in a second as we talk. It went a little too far, but
Yeah.
Michael was just like, "Yo, if I'm gonna defend myself, if my back against the wall, I'm swinging crazy," and that's exactly what he did. But I think that even with Michael doing that, right? Like it comes to the point where just people are just tired of like
Yeah.
the antics and not being able to like think or having you have someone screaming around the house. It's the only person
Yeah.
that's done that 4 seasons now. He's literally the only person I've seen screaming around the house,
Yeah.
doing his thing. So that can be problematic. But yes, he did. Him when going at Colton at the round table. And both round tables were certainly more tense than we've seen. In fact, we'll go back to the first episode. That first round table was the toughest for me that I've seen in four
You're
seasons.
sensitive
I'm
for Tiffany,
sensitive.
huh? For
Sensitive
Tiffany.
cancers. We're here. We're in the building. Sensitive cancers. So we'll talk about that. But Michael, when talking about why he thought Colton was a traitor, who's breaking news, he's not. Colton is not a traitor, but yeah. So like, while Michael is back against the wall and is pointing out the fact that he thinks Colton is a traitor, he insinuates something a fact about the fact that he was in the closet, right? He came out as a gay man after being on The Bachelor, dating 30 women for that show. He didn't say that directly. Michael Rappaport did not, but it was insinuated when he talked about if anybody can be a traitor, it's this guy that can lie and deceit. And it was the straw that seems to break the camel's back. What do you think
Yeah.
about his talk there?
I think that that was so intense. I also feel like that was such a we've never seen like a low blow like that. We've had some good one-liners, right? We had the Phaedra calling out the Bachelor on that one season. I feel like that was a really low blow, and the other castmates were not happy about it. They were that did not go over well with the remainder of the cast.
Right, and as it shouldn't. And even, I mean, it was something that I was literally thinking about literally 5 minutes before
Yeah,
Michael Rappaport said this on the show was the representation on traders, the high, very high representation of the LGBTQ plus community. So you think about that and the fact that they do have all of these people in 4 total seasons that are representing LGBTQ plus community, and the fact that Michael Rappaport said that, and even the host, Alan Cumming, is
yeah,
also a member of the LGBTQ plus community. So you think about that and the fact that that was said right there. I did wonder if Alan was going to say something like
yeah.
nothing crazy, but like a one liner, like anything. He did not. Alan Cumming is the host of the show Traders, which we're talking about right now, season 4, episode 4 and 5. But yeah, it did get a little out of pocket, and at that point, no one even cared if Michael Rappaport was a
No,
traitor anymore. Spoiler alert, we're giving out a spoiler here. Michael Rappaport did go home tonight. But yes, I felt it was necessary at that point.
yeah, I think that at that after first of all, I feel like even before that statement, they were fed up. Everyone is just fed up with the after the kitchen scene. You are a huge distraction, and I think Evan said it perfectly. Like you're just a very distracting faithful. We cannot even listen to each other's ideas and stuff because you're screaming. So I think that, but then that line, I feel like solidified it for everybody else, even if they didn't necessarily think he was a traitor. They just want him out the house. And they even said it when they walked away from the round table. People were like, I'm so glad I don't have to hear him anymore. So, yeah.
Exactly, and it was probably the best time, right? This guy got
Yeah.
5 episodes in. Even us, like he turned us these 2 episodes, Michael Rappaport, because he was so entertaining.
Yeah.
Kind of got back to himself in episode 5, but by the next episode, we probably would have been like, "Yo, can we please get rid of this guy already?"
It's
So
enough.
he's
Yeah.
just one of those people that is very over the top. A really good. I mean, obviously though, he had to be a faithful. When you just think about it and step back, come on, he's too chaotic to be a traitor.
Yeah. He would be a horrible traitor. It would make no sense for him to be a traitor. It just it made no sense. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go back to the first episode
Yeah.
where and no, before we do that, one of the reasons I was texting you and I was saying I'm shook is because I
Oh
thought
yeah.
Michael Rappaport was going to be able to possibly come back because of the Shield, thing. So today we're actually going to talk about the challenge in
Yeah.
episode 2 because there were shields involved, and if everyone did not take a shield, there was going to be no murder that night, and we still don't know as the viewer if anyone took a shield. So, what do you think about that aspect of them throwing that in the challenge to make it a little more juicier? And do you think someone took a shield?
I don't think so because if anybody, I thought it was going to be Colton and Candace and Lisa said that he didn't take it. So, and I don't feel like it would have been a way for him to take it without them seeing. So I don't think that anyone took a shield. And we talked about it. We feel differently. I feel like I totally get what you're saying, but I feel like you're putting a lot of trust in the other people because Colton, if he had a different group with him, like say if him, Natalie, and maybe some of the other people, if they were all in one group, they would have taken the shield because Natalie
Right.
was kind of feeling like taking a shield too. So I
Yeah.
feel like it's just putting a lot of trust into the traders because the trader wants someone to take a shield. They want to kill. All of the traders said, please, in their confessionals were like, please, someone take a shield. I want to murder. I want to murder. So it's just a big risk.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think, I don't know. I think possibly someone took a shit. I mean, it's
You
a
think
lot of
so?
people. I have no idea really, but as a viewer, obviously that's kind of the cliffhanger for this
Yeah.
episode. Did someone take a shit? We won't find out till next episode when they come in for breakfast. But I'm not really sure if someone took one, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone snuck one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if it was like a Michael Rappaport, right? Who's out the
Yeah.
door now, right? If he like
Yeah. That's
snuck
true.
one when no one was looking, there's gonna be a murder tonight. So I just feel like as much trust that I was talking about that you gotta have in the faithful, you have to have faith in the faithfuls.
Yeah.
I don't know if that actually happened. So we're gonna find out next episode, episode 6. I think we get 2 episodes next week as well. And
Again?
and yes, and then it'll wind down to one each. All right, let's go back to episode 1.
Okay.
And we're gonna give out instant. We're gonna spoiler alert. If you're out there listening, spoiler alert. We're gonna cut these clips up, obviously, but we're just giving out a spoiler alert. That first roundtable was in episode 4 was very tough. We
Yeah.
saw Tiffany suddenly fighting for her life,
Yes.
and she went home. It was very sad to see. Single mother. She put all that out there. My sensitive cancer self. I'm like, man, like just vote me up. Just vote me up, please. But we saw her go home. What did you think about that? And that was Colton's like first like moment.
Yeah, and that's what I was telling you. Like, we went into this episode, everyone kind of voting about Ron, which I do want to talk about my feelings on how they're treating Ron, but we'll get to that. But I feel like we went into episode 4 with everyone kind of on Ron. And then Colton, out of the blue, was like, I'm taking a big hit at Tiffany. And we suddenly see a complete episode in 1 hour. We go from thinking Ron is going to be the one whose name is out, whatever, to Tiffany fighting for her life, arguing with several people at the round table, including Jam Jam. Um, and so it was just, I even said to you, I'm like, it's so crazy how things can shift so quickly, how it can all eyes are on one person and suddenly now Tiffany's gone. Like it's just crazy to me. With no evidence. His evidence was that she had a list of people that she wanted to do, which in comparison, Colton also has a list of people that he is going through too. So again, no evidence, no evidence.
No evidence, and even my thing is the only evidence has been brought up, right? And evidence might not have a good name so far. Is in the second episode where they voted out Portia because the evidence was that she said
Yeah.
we killed or I killed or whatever, and they just didn't know who Portia was. But that's the only evidence that we've seen so far. But
Yeah.
the other evidence that we're getting now is we talked about, oh, I heard these footsteps, these light footsteps, so it has to be this person. Like no one else can walk light. Like there's no other like small ladies there. That was Ron, and then Eric on this one, just talking about the fact that he heard someone laugh, and it was Tiffany's laugh. He's known Tiffany all of 4 days possibly, but this
Yeah.
was Tiffany's laugh. He was so wrong about that, and Tiffany stood strong on hers though.
He did.
But it was sad to see her go. What do you think about Eric and just, oh, I got this mysterious thing? He didn't even want to tell the producers, like in the background.
In the confessional, yeah,
Yeah,
I thought it was so weird. And then he tried to use his job to justify it. Like, oh, I'm a songwriter. I know it will. And I love that Tiffany said, well, you may need to get a new career because that is crazy. He was absolutely wrong. It was not her. But it again goes back to they're just coming up light footsteps. I heard somebody laughing, and everyone just rallies behind that. Like they literally all got her out of there. It was nuts. It was nuts to me.
yes, but shout out to the sister Tiffany. She
Yeah.
stood strong.
She
She
did.
let them have it. We can we clock that TMJ?
We
Like that
collide.
was she was not playing with y'all.
No.
Detroit versus everybody. So shout out to Tiffany. She was like, if I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna let y'all know too. Y'all need some new careers. Y'all need the Tiffany 2Fs, boo, like the
Yes.
company.
Yes, that was
So
so funny. She was like, "You can write it down right now," and they were like, "How you spell it?" She spelled the name just like, oh, it was so good. She needed no help, but I do like that Candace stepped in. But we know Candace. If you watch Housewives, you know Candace is good for a crying moment. I'm shocked she hasn't pulled out no tissue yet, but of course Candace had to drop a couple of tears for us. So that was nice of her.
of course, and you know who's similar to Colton as far as I'm concerned, as far as gameplay, but he's much more low key with it. Is Jam Jam, right? Like
Yes.
he's really off on these traders, but he's more low key on it. Maybe he'll have some
Yeah.
conversations. Maybe not really jump out there because he is a game player. He's
Yeah.
coming from Survivor. He won Survivor,
Yeah.
and you compare that with Colton, who's the Bachelor, really doesn't have that gameplay experience. He's sort of more out there, and Jam Jam is sort of like just trying to get in his notes and have these
Yeah.
conversations and um but yeah, what's up with Jam Jam? Like, can he get it together? I mean, everyone's off, but I thought he
No.
would be a little better.
I don't think so because again, with this show, I just think it's so hard. What's the evidence? What evidence, even if we were in the house right now, what evidence would we really have? So I just feel like, and you make a good point that Colton is from The Bachelor, but we saw that before with the guy, I don't remember his name, who was arguing with Phaedra that season. He also was from The Bachelor and was the ringleader and getting everybody out. I don't
He was
know
good. He
about
was
those
good.
Bachelor people, but they do seem to kind of lead the charge. And the gamers, I think, because in a lot of those games, I mean, I don't watch Survivor, but I kind of get the gist that they have to be strategic. So I think that they don't necessarily want to be the loudest people. They kind of want to pull the strings like in the background.
Yeah. Well, the strings that Colton pulling are they're
Yeah.
not working at all. They're not
No.
going very far.
No.
And I just feel like you continue. I feel like Colton just continues to put a target on his back. He's calling out these people. Now everyone's like, "Yo, I think it's Colton."
Yeah, because also he just says names with no evidence. Also, can we give a spoiler for who he throws out at the end of this episode?
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, at the end of this episode, now he's on Dorinda, which I mean not Dorinda, he's on Lisa, which we know that she is a traitor and he does have valid points. But what I'm confused about is why is he allowed to just throw out names and be wrong and nothing happens? And now I'm gonna go ahead and go on my point with Ron.
There we go.
I felt so bad. Yes, Ron was wrong about Portia and he got her out, and I was sad about that. I wanted to see her around. But we have seen Colton now throw out two names that were wrong and everyone's still listening to him, having conversations with him. When Ron came into the last breakfast, they barely clapped for him. It was so mean. Honestly, Cancer, I'm feeling really empathetic for him because it's just not fair. Like sometimes you're going to be wrong, sometimes you're going to be right, and I feel like they're getting treated totally different, and I don't like it.
Yeah, and you saw that kind of come out of Ron towards the end of the episode 5. He's using curse words at the
Yeah,
table now. He was
yeah,
like, I don't give a fuck if you don't know I'm not here to tell you about my
yeah,
family. Which I understood because I feel like a lot of times, and this is bigger than TV shows, this is relationships, this is work. We get that like line like of
yes.
what like we're actually doing at work. I know MJ, I think like you told me once, you were like, yo,
I
when I go
don't
to work,
I don't talk about my personal life. Most of my coworkers probably don't know if I'm married, if I have kids. I keep it very like it's work. It's not personal. And also, yeah, so I don't really think that that's a red flag for him. Another thing back to the evidence too and about Ron, their evidence that he is a traitor is because he was wrong about Portia and because he was hanging out with Donna. Why would two traitors be publicly hanging out together?
like buddy, like, oh,
That may
we
well,
just
actually Donna was a secret traitor. So technically that could have happened now that I'm saying it out loud. But still, they don't have any evidence against Ron and they really just need to leave him alone.
yeah, I mean, Ron is hot. I thought Ron would have been gone by
Me
now. I
too.
mean, come on, like I thought Ron would have been gone by now, but I feel like maybe Michael saved him today. I
Yeah.
personally thought that in episode 5. But I'm looking through some of our texts. What about we didn't talk about this. This is in episode 4, I believe, or maybe it's the beginning of episode 5. But another spoiler alert. Just throwing that out there. I see some people, a few more people jumped in there. So, spoiler alert: this is for Traders, season 4, episode 4 and 5. Spoiler alert. But we also saw Monet go home. What did you think
Yes.
about Monet and their gameplay?
I think that they kind of had to, right? Like Monet threw out Lisa's name. I feel like that's always a tricky. It was smart. It was good that Monet only said it to Candace, because I also feel like when people throw out traitors' names and then they're killed, it's like, okay, clearly that person is a traitor because now they're killing them because they said their name. So I feel like that was a good move. Honestly, I don't know who else they could have killed. So I felt like Monet was a smart move.
Yeah, I thought they could have kept Monet around a little bit longer because but the fact that they said, he said Lisa's name, I totally get it. But I thought they could have kept her around longer, just to like kind of use as a shield later. Like, hey, this person who would vote this person as a traitor? Nobody's
That's
voting
true.
against Monet.
That's
So
true.
I thought from that perspective, they could have kept him around. But I think the last thing that I want to touch on, we haven't even spoken about yet, and we're talking about the show called Traitors, are the actual traders. Let's check in
Yeah.
again this episode. How do you think they did? We know how they did the first three. They were doing extremely well. These two episodes, how do you think the traders are doing right now?
So one, I think they're working really well together. Rob specifically has these girls' backs. Like he is gonna make sure they're good, and I really do like that. So I think they're working well together. I think that Candace is really flying under the radar. She
Yeah.
really is, which is crazy. But I think it's another one of those things that people, I don't know. I think because it's her personality, she's doing really good at kind of just she's doing enough so that she's not too quiet, but she's not doing too much to get any attention on her. Rob, I think, is just kind of being being Rob. I mean, if you watch Love Island, this is if even if he was a faithful, he would be acting like this. I think he's doing really good. But like we said earlier, Colton is kind of on to Lisa, and he does make a good point that if Lisa was a faithful, she would be way more vocal at that round
Yeah.
table. It is just no way she would be sitting down. Even Candace jumps in now and then. We finally heard Rob jump in on a round table on the fifth episode, but Lisa is entirely too quiet during these round
Mm.
tables.
Yeah, I mean, there definitely some people are definitely bringing up Lisa, and even Lisa from the beginning, right? Episodes one,
Yeah,
2, and 3, she was spilling the drinks. She
yeah,
hasn't she hasn't been the greatest trader. I think
no,
like she's their weakest link for sure,
yeah,
because the other two, Rob and Candace, are doing superb, and
yeah,
they kind of at this point are trying to take care and shield
Lisa,
Lisa, but because of people are a little suspicious of her. But
yeah,
overall, I agree with you. They are doing well together collectively, and I think that's how you win as traders.
yeah,
You cannot let somebody hang out to dry, because if so, they're back against the wall, and they might let you hang out to dry, which we saw a lot of in season 3.
yes,
And you need to like kind of protect them as much as you can until the very end point. But we'll see where it goes from here.
yeah,
So that was Trader season 4, episodes 4 and 5. We reviewed it here. And same time next week, MJ.
yes. See you next week.
All right, I'll see you then. Thank you for pulling up.
Bye.
All right. All right, it's the Media Market Show live streaming. We're in the building. Just Talk Trader, season 4, episodes 4 and 5. My homegirl MJ, and we'll continue to discuss traders. I'm actually going to get into a few things. I don't even have too much written down, so I'll review the NBA. We have some stories, obviously, around the world, and then I'm actually going to come back around midnight or 1 a.m. But I don't know if that's going to be live, so never mind about that. But yes, all right, we're live in effect. It's the Media Market Show live stream. Right now, going to give you the latest in news, sports, and entertainment. First thing I want to talk about is the NBA. Let's go over some scores. My Orlando Magic, they got the W today in Germany, 118 and 111 over the Memphis Grizzlies. Detroit Pistons in the win column, 108 to 105. They defeat the Phoenix Suns. Oklahoma City put it to Houston Rockets tonight, 111 and 91. They get the 20-point win. Speaking of 20 points, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 20 points tonight, 6 of 11 from the field. Chad Holmgren had 18 and 9 rebounds. Kevin Durant, 19 points in the loss. What else happened? Boston, the Celtics defeat Miami Heat, 119 and 114. Jaylen Brown had 27 points. 39 points for Anthony Simmons off the bench. 7 3-point shots made. Ooh, that guy went crazy tonight. San Antonio Spurs defeat the Bucks 119 and 101. Victor Wembanyama, 22 points and 10 rebounds, 5 made 3-point shots. Shout out to Wembanyama on that one, man. But yes, I'm your guy in the building live. Media Marcus live stream. It is January the 15th, 2026, 11:31 p.m. Me and MJ, we just talked traders, all of the traders, season 4, episodes 4 and 5. So I get those videos out, cut it up for you guys. But let's talk. Let's see what else is happening in the sports world, or not the sports world, just the world, man. Let's see what's going on that I had. I think actually staying with sports. I mean, one of the things that I saw this morning was 20 people have been charged with rigging college basketball and Chinese Basketball Association games, resulting of a sweeping FBI investigation. This is ESPN reporting. But yeah, I mean, there's no way I could bet college basketball anymore. These guys, for these small schools getting paid. I saw a guy from DePaul was actually in there. That's obviously a Division I school in the Big East. So these guys are like rigging games, and you really don't know. These are not professionals. These are guys that are just playing college basketball, not making it. I know they say they have NIL now, but these guys are not making NIL money. These are lower tier players. So these are the guys that they're trying to like really get involved in. But a lot of people involved in that. 20 people have been charged with rigging college basketball and Chinese Basketball Association games. So we'll see what comes down with that indictments, and I'll try to keep a close eye on that. One of the things that I noticed today, I'm kind of all over the place, but we could talk Verizon. Verizon, once again, last night I reported the outages across the nation that they had down for what was it, 12 plus hours? They were down like 12 hours. Yeah, they were down. SOS. But Verizon agrees to issue $20 credits to customers affected by cell phone service on the January the 14th. This is people are upset. People are like $20. $20. They were out of service all day, some of the night, and Verizon was like, "Yes, we're sorry. Here's $20." People are certainly complaining about it. Obviously, people are also going to take the $20. They're complaining about it, but they could have put a better number. They could have put 35. 35. I think 35 would have been solid. Not the 40, not the 40, but the 35. You would have been straight. You would have been like, all right, had a rough day, but 35 off my bill. Maybe that's low. I don't know, but we'll see. But yes, Verizon's issuing $20 credits to customers affected by cell service outage. That is Hollywood Unlocked reporting. What else did I have? Let's talk about some music. I had Drake's boardroom reporting. Drake makes Billboard history with 10 albums charting in 1 week. These albums include Take Care, Thank Me Later, Some Sexy Songs for You, Scorpion, Views, More Life, Certified Lover Boy, Nothing Was the Same for All the Dogs, and Her Loss. So once again, this is Billboard Boardroom reporting. This is not one era spike or nostalgic bump. It's a steady demand across nearly 2 decades of music, showcasing a catalog that performs like product year after year. But this is Drake. Drake makes Billboard history with 10 albums charting in 1 week. So this is shout out to Drake, man. Drake, I know he's coming out with a new album soon, Iceman, so I'm looking forward to that. We will certainly be reviewing that here on the Media Market Show. So I'm waiting for the singles to drop, the features before that. Always love a Drake rollout. So we'll see what comes of that. But yes, Drake makes Billboard history, 10 albums charting in one singular week. All right, before I get out of here, let's keep it in the music. Spotify. I saw this. Spotify is set to increase subscription prices starting February. Yeah. So if you got Spotify, expect your bill to go up. That's what they're talking about. They're like, yo, they're increasing the bill for Spotify. So you will see your monthly bill go up. What else did I? You know what? Last thing I want to talk about. Something for me. Breaking news. It's nothing crazy. I'm not having a kid or anything. You're out there watching. Nah, that's not my bag. Breaking news though, there is something that I'm involved in called the Super 14. The Super 14 is brand spanking new. It involves basketball. So basketball in the community, obviously here in the DMV community, basketball led for the youth. So we're getting recreational centers open. They're going to be having like basketball. We're going to be having basketball clinics for the youth. So this is starting up this Sunday, January the 18th at Silver Creek Middle School. That's in Kensington, Maryland. But yeah, so you guys gonna see me promote that a little bit, but Super 14, that is a new it's the new era of DMV basketball. So we're going to be working with the youth, kids in the area, trying to just kind of mentor them, get them basketball clinics, basketball camps, take them to a game, trying to work with the Wizards to get them some local games. You guys know me, my affiliation with the Wizards, and some Georgetown games, take them to possible camps, All-Star weekends, things of that nature. So Super 14, this is something that I'm a part of. I'm really happy to be a part of, and this is the first time I'm announcing it here as we're getting ready this Sunday, January the 18th at Silver Creek Middle School. We're having a basketball day clinic from 1 to 4. Third grade through ninth graders are welcome. If you need more information, please hit me up. You guys will see me starting to promote that a little more. But yes, for the youth in basketball in DMV, the new face of that is Super 14. The Super 14 is homage to Freddie Lewis, who's from the area, played in the ABA, NBA. Freddie Lewis, Super 14. This is something that I'm a part of, and I'm really happy to be announcing here on the Media Markets live stream. Appreciate you guys for listening and tuning in. So yeah, Super 14, that's what I'm a part of. We're going to be mentoring the youth basketball clinics, basketball shoot arounds come through. We'll also have just a lot of things going on with the youth trips, basketball games. We're really just trying to get the youth into basketball in the gym and do some productive things, get them into some schools, etc., etc. So really excited about that. Another thing that I'm doing, I stay busy. I'm busy as hell, but I love it. Sorry, y'all. This was not. I don't have any children coming. That was not the announcement. But yeah, Super 14 basketball day clinic this Sunday, January the 18th, 2026, from 1 to 4 p.m. at Silver Creek Middle School in Kensington, Maryland. All right, that is it for me. Media Markets live stream. See, I got a lot of things going on. Getting ready for the Tommy. The Tommy season finale, series finale comes on at 12 a.m. midnight, so I'm staying up for that. I think I'll be in 1 o'clock. I'm going to see if I can get a mirror on to talk this show with me. But yes, I'm your guy, Media Marcus. Appreciate you all for listening and tuning in. It is January the 15th, 2026. You guys stay well, be blessed. Appreciate you all for listening and tuning in. And I'll be back soon. Shit! Sunday, I believe. Yeah, Sunday. I think I got a guest on Sunday, too. Getting these guests right. All right, man. See y'all guys soon. Thank you.